Okay, so have you ever just felt like completely stuck at work?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you're just in this rut.
Absolutely.
And like maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe the grass really is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're going to be looking at today.
I love
In
it.
our deep dive,
Oh, I know.
all about quitting your job.
It's such
It's
a
a big decision.
huge.
And we're actually looking at it from a really cool perspective today.
Oh, cool.
We have this Thai source
Okay.
that really kind of breaks down the whole quitting thing
Yeah.
in a new way.
Oh, yeah. I think
I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that everybody thinks about at some point
Oh, yeah. For sure.
in their lives,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
especially if you're, working a 9 to 5 or something like that. It's
Right.
like, is this it?
Yeah.
Is there something more out there?
Yeah. Is this all there is?
Yeah.
And what I found so fascinating about this Thai source
Uh-huh.
is that it's not just about like
Yeah.
escaping a bad job.
Yeah. It's about like,
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
quit in a way
Yeah.
that's like healthy and
Well, I think, yeah.
leads to growth and all that?
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's like not just quitting to get away from something, but
Right.
quitting to actually move towards something.
Yes, exactly.
That's better.
Yeah, and get this, they actually compare
Okay.
quitting a job to choosing a new partner.
Oh, wow.
That's like, what?
That's it.
But it really is.
That's really interesting.
Because if you think about it,
Yeah.
they're both like huge decisions
Huge decisions. Yeah.
with a lot of risk
Right.
and a lot of unknowns.
Absolutely. I mean, so many parallels there, right?
Totally.
It's like you're taking a leap of faith.
Yes.
You're putting yourself out there.
Totally.
There's a potential for incredible growth.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
there's also the potential for, heartbreak
Right. Yeah.
along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not a decision
No,
to be taken lightly in either
Uh-uh.
case.
not at all.
But how does that actually help us
Right.
like figure out
Yeah.
stay or go?
So this is where the Thai source gets really interesting.
Okay.
Before you even start like packing up your desk,
Yeah.
they emphasize this idea of what they call tamjai,
Tamjai.
which essentially means looking into your own heart.
Right.
So they're really saying,
Yeah.
before you make any drastic decisions,
Uh-huh.
you need to take stock
Okay.
of your current situation
I like that.
and ask yourself some tough questions.
Like what?
Like, what are the things that you genuinely appreciate about your job right now?
Okay.
What skills have you developed?
Mm.
What are some of the positive relationships that you've built?
Oh.
Are there opportunities for growth within your current role?
See, this is where I get stuck
Uh-huh.
because I think it's so easy to focus on the negative.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I hate this. Or,
Yeah.
this is so frustrating.
Right.
But to actually stop and be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I have learned so much in this job.
Exactly.
I've grown so much as a professional.
Right.
Maybe I have a really great team.
Yeah. And those things are really important to
It's-
consider
Yeah.
before you just jump ship, because
Because maybe you could find those things
you could.
in another job,
You could.
but maybe you can't.
Exactly. And maybe they're already right there in front of you,
Right.
and you just need to shift your perspective a little bit.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And this is what I think is so powerful about the Thai perspective.
Okay.
Because they're not just saying,
Yeah.
stay in a bad situation
Right.
no matter what.
Of course not.
They acknowledge that sometimes things just don't work out,
Right.
right? Sometimes you've tried to address the issues.
Uh-huh.
You've tried to make things better,
Yeah.
but nothing's changed.
Okay. Yeah.
And in those cases,
Yeah.
moving on might be the healthiest choice.
Okay. So it's like
It's like
a relationship that's just run its course.
exactly.
Like you've
Tried
no
to-
longer serving you.
tried to fix it. It's not working.
You've outgrown it.
Right. Potentially.
Yeah. How do you know when it's gone too far?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And this is where I think the
Yeah.
Thai source really emphasizes this concept of kwama attan,
Long time.
which translates to patience
Okay.
or endurance,
Okay.
but not in the sense of like, just gritting your teeth and bearing it.
Right.
It's about making a genuine effort
Okay.
to improve the situation.
Okay. So, have you sat down with your boss?
Exactly.
I've been like, hey,
Have you communicated
this isn't working for me.
your concerns clearly?
Right.
Have you, explored all possible avenues
Yeah.
for growth or change within your current role?
Right.
And if you can honestly say, you've done everything you can, and
Yeah.
it's still not working, then that might be a sign that it's
Right.
time to move on.
Okay.
But it's not about just like, oh, this is hard, I'm out.
Right, exactly.
It's about really,
Putting in the effort.
putting in the effort
Yeah.
to make it work.
And then being able to walk away and be like,
Exactly.
okay, I did everything I could.
I gave it my all.
It's time.
It's time.
Okay. But I think we also have to acknowledge
Yes.
the practical side of quitting.
Absolutely.
Like quitting is stressful.
Oh, it's incredibly stressful.
Even if it's the right decision.
Even if it's the right decision.
It's still scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did the source talk about that at all?
They did. And this is where you see the emphasis on
Okay.
responsibility in Thai culture.
Okay.
They have this concept of Khom Rap Rap,
Quam rup rap.
which means responsibility.
Okay.
And it applies to both your personal well-being
Okay.
and your financial stability.
Right.
So they're saying, have a plan in place
Okay.
before you make any drastic moves.
Right.
Like, have you updated your resume? Have you started exploring potential job opportunities?
Right.
Do you have some kind of financial cushion to
Yeah.
fall back on?
Emergency fund.
Exactly.
Yeah.
During that transition period.
Because it could take a while to find another job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be, in a situation where you're struggling financially
Right.
because you made a hasty decision.
Yeah. I think this is something that people don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to quit.
I'm out of here.
I'm free.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
But then reality sets in.
yeah, like how I'm going to
Yeah.
pay rent.
Right.
So it's really smart
It is.
to think about that side of things.
It's practical,
Yes.
but it's also really important
Yeah.
for your peace of mind.
Totally.
And even amidst all this stress and uncertainty of quitting,
Yeah.
the source reminds us to find joy in the present moment.
Oh.
They call it sanokanayangan,
Sanok naingan.
which means fun in work.
Okay. I love that.
It's like,
Like even if you're planning on leaving,
yes,
there's still good stuff.
there's still good to be found
Yeah.
in your current situation.
Like maybe it's just,
Maybe
that one coworker that makes you laugh.
Exactly. Or the satisfaction of completing a
Yeah.
really challenging task.
Yeah.
Or just, enjoying your cup of coffee
Yeah.
during your break.
It's like savoring those small moments.
Those little
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
that can make a big difference in your
Yes.
overall outlook.
That's such a good point.
So it's not about,
Yeah.
enduring a bad job.
Right.
It's about finding those moments of happiness.
Yes.
Even while you're
Yeah.
making plans for the future.
Wow. This has been
Yeah.
a really interesting
I know, it's fascinating.
deep dive.
Isn't
I feel like I've learned so much
I do.
about
It's amazing how quitting.
a different cultural perspective
Yeah,
can offer such valuable insights
right.
into something that we all experience
Totally.
universally.
Yeah.
This idea of,
Yeah.
being stuck in a job and wanting something better.
Okay, so what's like?
I think the most thought-provoking takeaway for me
Okay.
is that the Thai source suggests that simply thinking about quitting
Uh-huh.
isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a sign that you're reflecting
Okay.
on your life,
Yeah.
your goals.
Okay, so I'm not a bad person
No,
for thinking about quitting all the time.
it's natural.
Okay.
It's human
Okay.
to question things,
Right.
to dream of something better.
Yes.
And those thoughts can actually be a catalyst
Okay.
for positive change,
I like that.
whether that's within our current situation
Uh-huh.
or by making a brave leap into something new.
So even if you don't quit,
Exactly.
just thinking about it
Just thinking about
can lead to
improvement.
improvement.
Okay.
It's about harnessing that energy,
That's so interesting.
using it to our advantage.
Wow. Okay, so to wrap up our deep dive
Yeah.
into the wisdom of quitting,
The Thai perspective.
the Thai perspective reminds us
Yes.
to look inward,
To look inward,
be patient but proactive,
patient but proactive.
plan carefully,
Plan carefully
and find joy in the present moment.
and find joy.
Wow.
Powerful stuff.
Powerful stuff.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And it leaves me with a question
Okay.
for our listeners.
How do I get?
If thinking about quitting can spark self-growth, how can we use that energy
Yeah.
to make positive changes in our current roles,
Ooh.
even before we
I
decide
love that.
that leave?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's something to really think about.
Something to ponder.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us
Thank you.
on this deep dive, and we will see you next time
See you next time.
for another adventure in knowledge.
Bye.